Welcome back to Cross-Shredded, your wide open moto podcast. Let's talk some Nashville Supercross. But first, let me get to my co-host, Justin. Welcome back. Missed last week, but here you are again.
Glad to be back, but we got some good races to talk about, so I'm excited for tonight.
That we do. And then back again, James. What's up, James?
Going on, ready for another week.
All right, well, let's jump right into it. Nashville, usually it's one of the cooler races that's on the schedule, but boys, I mean, kind of right from the get-go, I mean, with this being a day race, I was actually kind of surprised that it was going to be a day race, and it really took its toll, on the track. But James, where do you stand with these day races, and what do you think of this Nashville track just, in general by the end of all the races?
I mean, dude, it just reminded me exactly of the same situation we had at the Texas Motor Speedway Super
Hmm.
Motocross race. Hot day race, dried everything out, and the track was hard as a rock.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier in the season you can get away with a day race somewhere where it's not like that hot, but Nashville, Tennessee, dude, it's pretty known to be pretty fucking hot. So
Yeah.
dries it out too much, and they should have been running street tires. That this is just hard as a rock, dude.
Yeah, it did. It got pretty nasty. And then just, looking at the track layout, I mean, it had some pretty cool features, but what in particular stood out to you with this layout of this track?
It seemed like it got really one line, especially before the finish line. I mean, there wasn't really much you could do other than you're going inside, back to inside, cross start. So I just thought there wasn't many passing opportunities really on this track. I thought it was just a little tight in one line.
Yeah, definitely the conditions of the track. I mean, we'll talk about, how easy, Tomac found out how slick that track was. So guys really had to ride on that edge. But, talking about that start, back to a left-hander, seems like we haven't had one in a while, but I don't know. To me, it was just awkward. Like it was just kind of an awkward turn, and then you kind of came off that ledge like into a turn. So I don't know. I thought the start was just kind of strange, and I thought the triple into the sand was pretty sick too. I thought that was a pretty dope line. But James, what do you think of the overall track layout?
Overall layout was pretty good. You kind of hit on the head. That weird like drop off that berm after the start was kind of funky. Um, but yeah, sand section was good. Feel like we haven't seen a good sand section in a while. Other than that, pretty normal Supercross track, hard pack. Well, we were just talking about last week how do they need to put Lye in again to harden it up, and
Yeah,
they took it way too far, dude.
complete opposite of the spectrum.
Yeah, they
That's
forgot
funny.
they just left the water truck at home. They said fuck the
Yeah,
water truck.
yeah, that was pretty brutal. All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's jump into this 250 class, Justin. I mean, where do you want to start? There's a few storylines after this main event.
I mean, yeah, there is. Hold on, can we start off with something? Where was your appearance at the whole shot challenge? I mean, I was
I never
hoping
got the invite.
I was hoping you get that invite from Dirt Shark, maybe he would
Nope,
slide you an
didn't
invite,
get
but
it. Neither did Axel. So
Axel
maybe
didn't
we
even
outed him
show
out, and
up,
that's why he
so
didn't show up. Yep.
yeah, he felt the pressure. He was scared the 475 was going to show up on the Honda, give him the work.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, it looks like they had a pretty good group out there for that whole shot king. A lot of the legends. I saw Chad Reed, Ryan Dungey. I mean,
That was
RC
cool.
ends up getting the
Experience in a
job
while.
done.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
Dundee ever.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy. But yeah, it seemed like that was pretty cool. But I guess they had to stretch it because they had like a 3 hour window, and that event's not a 3 hour show. I mean, it takes what, like just a couple of seconds to get down there, and that's it. But yeah, it's cool to see that make an appearance and get out there. But yeah, I wish we would have seen Supercross under the lights too. But all right, Justin, 250 main event. Where do you want to start?
I mean, Hammaker just throwing it away left and right. He looked fast. I thought maybe he was going to be able to catch Davies, possibly. And, he just fucking kept going left, kept going right, running into people. He just couldn't get off the ground.
Yeah, and then James, Hammerker is talking about, he basically just had to send it at this point. I think this was just kind of a clear example that if Seth was trying to push it any further, try to catch up to Davies, it was just going to go bad. And that's exactly what we saw this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of similar that we've been seeing with Hammerker all season. The guy can't stay off the ground.
Yeah, and then to make matters worse, not only did he crash, ran into the back of Bennett, that was wild, and then he gets penalized for cutting the track too, so he loses two more spots. So Yeah, I mean, this title is basically out of reach, Justin, looking at a 19-point lead for Davies.
Yeah, this is pretty much locked up for Davies unless, shit. I mean, we might have a mutter this weekend. Who knows what happens? So,
Yeah, true.
anything happen, but it's a triple crown too. So this is going to be interesting. Is there, triple crown mutter is going to be freaking insane if they even keep it that way.
Yeah,
Um,
I kind of heard like Pope was saying that they probably wouldn't do a triple
triple crown.
crown. They just do just a regular night show. But yeah, it's
Do
suck.
they,
But it's only 1 hour is going to be on like ABC, and then it switches to Peacock halfway through. So that's weird.
that
That's
is
so
weird.
strange.
So you wonder if maybe if they, not go to triple crown, maybe they add it at like Philly or something like that.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I can't see if it'll make that big of a deal. But all right, and then James, over to you. Davies, looked impressive. Hammerker had nothing for him, but man, like after watching the two shootouts, specifically the one that just passed, I mean, Deegan beat Davies by 14 seconds, and then Davies is beating these guys 14 seconds. So to me, it's just really eye opening of how much better Deegan is, and he's not even out on the track.
Yeah, you hit it right on if Davies doesn't have anything for Deegan and no one has anything for Davies on this coast, Deegan's clearly a miles ahead of him.
Yeah.
It's not even close, dude. Like, there's not really much to say other than he is just so much faster than anyone else in the class.
Yeah, for real. It's crazy. And Davies would honestly be the fastest out of anyone on the West Coast, too. So I
Yeah.
don't think it'd be very close out there either. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then speaking of Deegan, I guess I didn't think that he was going to race the 250, but sounds like he's still going to do the last two
Yeah,
rounds
he
and
posted
chase
something
that wins record.
on Instagram a few hours ago that like people are messaging him that he's not racing anymore, but he's going to be at I guess Denver is the next his
Yeah.
West Coast race. So yeah, he said he's going to be racing it. So
Yeah, Justin, I mean, I don't know. Interesting decision. And, he wants to chase that all time wins record, but I don't know, dude. You got a lot of enemies out there, and the last one's going to be East West shootout. I mean, anything can go wrong, and then there goes your outdoor debut.
Yeah, I mean it's risky. I mean, if anything, just go out there on the 450 and get track time on the 450 at least. If you're gonna go race, I
Yeah.
mean, you already have this title locked up. I mean, if race one or two 450s, there's no expectation. Just go out there and race it, see where you maybe slot in, get some testing done, and then or just sit out and go test for outdoors because it's gonna be a whole other ball game, especially if Jets, up and going. So Prado could be something too as well outdoors to watch out. So I would just go 450 if I was him.
Yeah, James, what about you? Do you see any benefit of him continue to stay in the 250 class?
no, I think it's just added risk of something bad going down and getting hurt. He's
Yeah.
already got the title locked down. I don't know what else is there is to prove.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I don't really understand it. So hopefully he's good because I really want to see him on this 450 come Paula. But all right, and then speaking of kind of star racing, James Landon Gordon, he ends up getting his debut, and SM and actually his pro debut. And man, he started off looked great in qualifying, looked great in his heat, and then it all just kind of went to shit in the main event.
Yeah, dead last. I'm not sure making the switch for Dudney was the right decision for this based off this
It was
result.
looking like it.
Yeah, that's true. It was
It
looking
started
very
out good.
promising, but it really just went off the rails in the main, and it could have just been nerves. First main ever for the kid on
Yeah.
in the premier class. So, but yeah, definitely definitely kind of went off the rails after a good showing in qualifying.
Yeah. And then Justin, another guy, not a debut, but a return is Adams. I mean, yeah, same for him. Come the main event, I think he salvaged maybe a top 10,
Yeah,
but yeah, not a very solid return.
I completely forgot he was even racing, honestly. Like during the race, it just like you didn't hear much about him. I thought, maybe he'd come out, coming back healthy, but once again, Nick Ramato's still out there riding better than he is
Yeah,
all
yeah,
year. And
absolutely.
Ramato's been
another
on there
top
2
10
rides.
dude.
Yeah, and he's getting good starts. I mean, the heat race he kept Davies honest.
Yeah, he's going to be good outdoors too. He might be better than Adams outdoors, to be honest.
fuck, he might be better than the whole PC team if he just stays fucking healthy.
All he needs to do is
Yeah,
keep it on
very
All
two
you got
true.
to
wheels,
do is
dude.
show up. That's it.
Yeah.
He shows up
Just
every
be
week. He
there.
makes every round. I guarantee he has the most points by
Yeah,
Yep.
PC
showing up
guy.
is part of the battle, dude.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that out of the way, and then the last notes that I had here, James was, Simonson. He gets a fourth, but he actually ends up getting a podium overall, due to the penalty with Hammaker. But we talked about it last week, saying, we think he might be the best club rider and shit. He pretty much showed it.
Yeah, by far, dude. I mean, it was a gimme podium, but a fourth place, regardless of fourth or third, regardless, he rode great. Definitely the best Club MX guy.
Yeah, and then Justin over here, I know you already touched up on Nick Romano. Great ride by Henry Miller getting a sixth. Jackson Bennett had a second wrapped up, until that, wild crash, happened. But what else in this 250 class caught your eye?
I mean, I think I just gotta, Simonson, give him congrats. I know you guys just did, but I mean, for a club bike and him to be one of the only ones to get a podium on it, we thought Shock was going to be the guy on the East Coast and was going to come out and do
Hmm.
something. And, Simonson was struggling to even make main events a few years ago, doing his own thing, not having a ride, and then, getting on the club. And now he's got a podium in the 250 class. So that's really cool for him. Um, I'm just trying to think. Nothing else really in the main was surprising. Um, sad.
Nate Thrasher, another good race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of turning his.
John Short missed out, so bummer for there.
Damn it.
Dallas Honda's pissed this week, maybe, but
I gotta stop by tomorrow and see what's going on.
yeah, you better go talk to John. Tell him what's up. I think the 250 thing, the biggest thing was Lane Shaw and
Yeah.
qualifying. Almost dying.
Getting
30 feet in
ejected.
the air.
Oh, yeah, dude, that was gnarly.
Yeah, no, that was freaking nuts. All right, well, let's get into the good, the bad, and the ugly. Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you give the good performance of the night to?
Devin Simonson. I mean, first podium for his career. Everything he's done to work his way up to a club ride.
Yeah, no, I think good ride for him, but I gave the notch to Thrasher because Thrasher actually legitimately got on the podium and got second, and good for him to put a couple, no shots at David Simonson, but yeah, I'll give it to Thrasher, and yeah, I think that's like back-to-back podiums or second places, so doing pretty
Yeah,
good.
for Thrasher, turning the season around.
Yeah, James, what about you? Who you got for the good?
I'm going Simonson as well, despite giving that gimme for third place. A fourth place for him is still good. Top five finish for a club guy. Obviously a podium is super sick, although I'm not. You could say he didn't earn it, but I'm saying he earned it. Fuck it. That was sick. Go Simons. Not a factory guy on the podium. We'll take it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hey, he got the trophy. Those trophies are sick. So
Blue Crew
yeah,
sweep.
I was wondering, I think that's the best finish for any of the club guys, even the West Coast, because I don't think any of
Yeah,
those
for
guys ever got
sure.
fourth
I think so. Yeah, I
or
don't
now
think any of them.
technically a podium. I know they definitely did get a
Yep.
podium. So yeah, that's sick. All right, James, let's go over to the bad performance of the night. Who do you give that to?
Bad Hammaker. We kind of touched on everything already. He just can't keep it on two wheels, dude, and threw
Yeah.
away what would have been he was almost battling Davies at least a second if he kept it on two, and then obviously getting docked 2 points for cutting the track. I can understand in the heat of the moment you're not really intentionally cutting the track, but he knows the AMA's been all wacky with their fucking rules and
Yeah,
what
and
they're
what
enforcing
would
and
have been a
not.
difference to go 3 feet to the left around it?
Yeah, he cut literally right inside. It was no difference. So just a bad showing.
All right. For me, I ended up putting Gordon as the bat, even though it was a DNF. It was his debut, and he crashed. So I'll give him the bat. I'll give him another shot because he was looking good in qualifying and the heat races. Justin, who do you have for your bad?
I'm gonna go Drew Adams. Coming back
Yeah,
from injury, still isn't really doing anything crazy. PC ride
getting
supposed to
beat
be
by the
this.
fill-in guy.
Yeah, feeling guys beating up. Marshall Walton's beating them. You got two privateer cowies ahead of him. And you're supposed to be the next head guy at PC and barely getting the top 10. And he started up front too. It wasn't like he got a bad start.
Yeah,
Yeah, he fell
He
off.
just yeah, he just fell off. I think he fell too. So you just can't do that on a PC bike.
yeah. Honestly, I mean, we'll see. But if Nick Romano finishes his out, how good he's been doing, and then if he does well in outdoors, he might just end up taking Drew Adams' ride. I mean, Adams hasn't been able to be healthy like in any season. If Romano steps in and is just beating him every day, heading out through the summer, then I don't know. Drew Adams might lose his ride to the filling guy. So
Going to try him.
interesting.
There's
Yeah,
gonna be
for
a
real.
lot of rides available. I mean, Thrasher's on a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
I think Adams is up this year, 450. Pretty much the whole field in 450's up.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into the ugly performance. Justin, who do you have for ugly?
Seth Hamaker. I mean, you just can't
Yeah.
be throwing away all those points with those stupid crashes. I mean, the one with Bennett really wasn't his fault, but he almost killed himself before that, setting that up.
Yeah.
So he just keeps making those mistakes, and PC Curse is just biting them again.
Yeah, I had a hammer cur as well. I mean, the championship is basically over now after that. I mean, it was already kind of getting out of reach, and this was just kind of the nail in the coffin for me. James, who you got for the ugly?
Got Landon Gordon. We kind of touched on everything for him as well, but good showing and then a DNF in the main for your first race ever. It's just, I mean, I feel bad for the kid and just nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, definitely not how you want your debut to go. That's for sure. All right. Let's get into this 450 class. Man, it was looking so good, so entertaining. Two guys tied at the top. Kenny 5 points back. But Justin, here we are as we leave 4 rounds to go, and Hunter is up 10 points now on Rocks, and then Eli Tomac is 15th. So I don't know, is it time to call this a championship?
Fuck, they better hope Hunter fucking DNS a race, or he has another, what was that, whatever round that was, Detroit or whatever, that he had all those crashes. Because otherwise, we're gonna have the first time I think brothers have won a 450 title. It's gonna be the Lawrences, because Hunter's looking good. He came back, and honestly, I'm surprised Kenny didn't run away a little bit more
Yeah.
than what he was at. But it just seemed like Kenny got flustered a little bit, and I think that's just due to that track conditions were so shitty. I mean, any little mistake fucking cost you the race.
Yeah, and James, I mean, good ride by Hunter, but it wasn't spectacular by any means. He got help with Rocks, making a lot of mistakes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Where do you at? Do you think Hunter's just going to kind of ride this thing in, or do you still think anything can happen? I mean, it was a huge point swing, this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hunter's definitely still the favorite, but I don't know. Roxon went 2 wins in a row, dude, and then like you guys kind of alluded to, the track conditions were shitty in Nashville. That was his whole issue. That's his when Hunter got around him, he kicked the rear end out and kind of like fishtailed, which caused him like single over or double or something, and that's where
Yeah,
Hunter got him. And then obviously he went down again. That could have. I think it would be a different race if it was a little better dirt. But yeah, Justin kind of touched it. Roxon did seem to get a little flustered and was kind of pushing on it, trying to keep up with Hunter, and then kind of let it go. But I think it's still up for grabs right now. If Kenny can get back to what he was doing the previous 2 weeks, it could be a battle till Salt Lake.
yeah. And then Justin, last week we were talking about how we felt Kenny was more of a title threat than Tomac is at this point. But I mean, tough night for Tomac. I mean, it looked like everything was great, everything was clicking, and then he got a terrible start in the main event, and he wasn't able to make his way up through the pack. So, yeah, I think Kenny over Tomac is really kind of solidifying itself right now.
Yeah, I agree. I would have said that last week too, especially with the way Kenny just had this midseason, surge. Um, yeah, Tomac, I don't know what the hell's wrong with him. Going to a scoop tire, I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Another bad
That's a
mistake. I
bold
think
choice.
I think if he would have gone with,
Whole
regular
Steve
regular tire.
Mathis called it his blankie.
Yeah. His emotional support blankie.
He's like, oh, Eli went and got his blankie again because he was
Yeah, which
uncomfortable.
Which that obviously was a huge mistake, because I mean he just was sliding everywhere. I mean, he tucked the front. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw an Eli Tomac tuck a front like that. But you'd
Yeah.
think he'd latch on to Chase Exton, but he didn't. He didn't do anything. He just stayed
I think
complacent.
Chase has beaten him, what, 2 out of the 3 times they've raced
Yeah.
each other since he's been back. Like,
Well, yeah, but
I actually
Chase was
think
gone
Sexton
for eight
has more
rounds.
podiums since because Tomac hasn't been on the podium in a while either.
Yeah, it's been like 4 rounds, I think.
Dang. But yeah, I mean, kind of tough to see. But yeah, I think this is kind of coming to the end for Tomac. We still don't see anything that's going to, turn it around. And yeah, run the scoop kind of definitely seemed like a desperate measure. James, one of the biggest stories from the main event, boy out there from the Pacific
Justin
Northwest,
Hill, baby.
Justin Hill leading some laps and almost salvaged a podium. That would have been sick.
Yeah,
But yeah,
dude.
hell of a ride for him.
It was sick to see Justin Hill. He battled with like Cooper Webb a little bit, battled with Ken Roxon a little bit, with Hunter a little
Yeah.
bit. Obviously he ended up in fifth, but that was toward the end. He got passed by it was Webb and Sexton, I think, in like the same turn. But dude, pretty awesome result for Justin Hill. He did this similar kind of ride last year. I think he had like a fifth and almost a couple
Hmm.
podiums toward the end of last
I
season.
think the field was a lot weaker than it is now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
for
he beat some
sure.
pretty damn good
I
guys,
think he
Yeah, oh
this
podiumed
yeah.
time.
Salt Lake, didn't he?
Yeah,
I think
something
he
like that.
took a third at Salt Lake, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember him turning it on and doing pretty well toward the end of the season. So maybe we're looking out for another Justin Hill end of the season
Yeah.
push. Who knows?
Yeah, that'd be sick. Justin, what else in this 450 class stood out to you?
I mean, I think Cooper Webb's second was kind of quiet and sneaky. I mean, I didn't think he would do that good.
Yeah.
He's kind of, if he wants to stay in this title, I mean, he lost points to Hunter, but I mean, a second you can't really complain about with the way his season's been going. I mean, he's been outside the top five, it seems like a lot lately. So
Yep.
second for him's real good. I think Marchbanks in eighth. I mean, Marchbanks just slowly but surely getting better and better throughout this year.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, if you
Dean
told me
Wilson.
Marchbanks was still gonna be here and be eighth, I wouldn't have told you that he'd be getting top tens this consistent.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. James, yeah, you threw it out there. The return
Yeah.
of Dean Wilson going to be riding his last couple rounds. Hey, gets an
First
11th,
beats
beats
Tomac
Tomac,
and
Prado, and
Prado.
Craig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's a pretty good showing for his first race back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. James, what else stood up to you in this 450 class?
What else happened? Did Jordan Smith finish? Did he get DNF or
Oof.
did?
Yeah,
He's
he's
last.
22nd. Yeah, so yeah,
Wow.
basically probably DNF most likely.
I mean,
The
we
better.
had we had Savachi and Stewart getting
Yeah,
together right in front of Theo Vaughn.
Yeah,
That was
Savachi really
cool.
hasn't
Theo was
bounced
there.
back from that injury. He's
yeah.
kind of been struggling. He was red hot before it, and as of late, he's been way off the mark.
Well, it sounds like he's still hurt. He was on the Pulp Show
Yeah.
last week talking about how he only shifted like once in the main event or something like that because he just can't do the shift motion.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, just shift with your heel down a straight.
Yeah.
I think Mookie rode the rest of the race with no clutch too.
Yeah, he
I
stopped
saw
in the
Really? Damn.
mechanic area to try to get
Yeah,
help
I
or
think they
something like
pulled his
that.
like clutch off or something weird like that. That he just. I know he went back out, but I know something with his clutch.
All right. Anything else before we get to the good, bad, and ugly of the 450 class? All right. Let's get it started with the good. James, we'll start off with you.
I mean, we already talked about it. Justin Hill, dude, fifth place, and like you said, Eric, you already talked about it. Good start, was battle up front, led some laps, and straight up beat some fast guys. Yeah, that was a great showing from Justin Hill.
Yep, I'm with you. I put the same thing, Justin Hill for my good. Justin, who do you got?
I'm gonna go Dino jumping into the
Yeah,
system or
good
jumping into the
choice.
Okay.
season. Getting 11th. I mean, it's not great, but I mean, he hasn't been racing at all. These guys have been racing all year. I mean, he beat multiple factory guys. So yeah, I'm choosing Dino.
If you would have told
All
me
right.
Dino was going to beat Tomac on his first race back ever, I would have bet you thousands of
To,
dollars. It wasn't
to,
going to
to,
happen.
Tomac, Prado, Mookie, Savachi,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jordan Smith. I mean, he beat a bunch of top guys.
his
Yeah,
teammate
that's
Christian
crazy.
Craig.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck Christian Craig. Bum.
You're
All
a
right,
hack.
let's get into the bad performance of the night. I'll start this one off. To me, I put Chase Sexton. This guy is probably one of the worst starters I've ever seen. Like, dude, these privateers are dusting him off the start. I mean, he fought his way up to a fifth place, but I mean, he was buried in the pack and had to really fight to get up there. Fourth place, I think it was. So I gave it to bad. James, who you got for your bad?
I'm going Ken Roxon, dude, with the momentum he
Yeah,
had going into this, and then such like you already kind of talked about the giant point swing that is now he's 10 back, I think, right?
yeah,
Some possibly avoidable mistakes, and then just kind of didn't really push toward the end. Yeah, it was just not the Kenny that we'd seen the last couple weeks prior to this.
Yeah. Justin, over to you. Who you give the bad performance to?
Oh, so that's a tough one. There's a couple guys that really could get this. I'm gonna go. Damn. I'm just gonna go Kenny. I think just making those mistakes, you can't make those mistakes in that situation. If he would have won, it would have been a huge, 2 points is a lot big, a lot better of a deficit than 5 or 10. So,
A lot big
sorry,
deficit.
I'm watching the I'm
Oh,
watching
yeah.
the Padre game, dude. We almost scored. So, oh fuck. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Kenny.
All right. All right. All right. I like it. All right. Well, I think the ugly, we're probably all going on the same page. So on the count of three, everyone say who your ugly is. 1, 2, 3. Eli.
Tomac.
Tomac.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, bummer. I mean, we thought he was back, that he was gonna, put up a fight, coming tied. And James, it was just another lackluster night for Tomac. And yeah, I think he's done. I don't see him coming back from this without a lot of
Yeah,
help.
he looked real good, and I thought he was gonna make a push for a podium after his qualifying and his heat races, but just after that, just kind of looked like the same Tomac we've seen the last few weeks. He gets to the main and just looks, I don't know, not the same. And like Justin said before, dude, I haven't seen Tomac just tuck the front into a berm, and I don't know how
Oh
long.
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
No,
ever that bad? Like, I don't know, dude. He looks like me out there, dude.
yeah, he completely lost it there. Yeah, that was pretty rough. And just, one of the topics, we've talked about, the scoop tire. How much of a factor do you think that really played in the results? I mean, it looked like it was working the first half of the day.
I mean, the first half of the day it looked a lot better out there, but I mean, there was some dust that you could definitely see in that main event, and seeing some of those video or pictures after. I mean, it was like concrete. It's like you're riding Laughlin out there, just straight rock and hard, and you weren't running no scoop tire at all in Laughlin. So, yeah, I don't know what the idea was behind that. Sometimes I think these brands just need to step in and say, hey, you are not fucking running that. It's like it'd be like Formula
Yeah.
One to where there's like one puddle on the track
And
and
you're running
they're
rain tires.
yeah, you're running wets, and
Yeah.
the guys like just slow down in that area real quick. But there ain't no way we're taking the risk of you running a whole race. Like at
Yeah.
some point, you got to step in and just make a decision.
Yeah, to me, it just seems kind of desperate that he was just trying to throw something in the scoop tire, something he was familiar with, and in the worst possible conditions, he decides to go with it. So, yeah, I'm with you guys. All right, well, that wraps it up as far as Nashville Supercross. A bit of a letdown, but let's look forward into Cleveland. Supposed to be a Triple Crown weekend, but as Justin has touched up on, looks like it could very well be a mud or at least a wet round. But, taking a look at this track map, another big left-hand turn. Looks like it actually has a cool little elevated corner. But James, taking a look at this track map, what do you think of Cleveland?
Yeah, I like right after that elevated corner. It's like a weird off-camber line going into the
Yep.
finish. Looks like that's kind of interesting. We haven't seen that before.
It's
A lot
like an
of
old
bold.
school St. Louis. It's like St.
Yeah,
Louis, like
Yeah.
'08, where Stu and
yeah,
Reed took each
the
other out.
They'll hit
elevated
that
corner.
table up and over. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll go. Some people are gonna go 3 over that table off that elevated corner. I'm sure.
Yeah.
On the looks, they got a triple. We'll see if they keep that in the back
Yeah.
there. Nice long whoop section that's not like in the middle of a rhythm section, which is kind of nice. They're
There
just
is a double right after it,
right
though. So
after
that's
it,
an
yeah.
interesting
But
decision.
it's not like a on off table whoop section, then another on off table in the same line.
Yeah, no, Justin, kind of speaking of this was kind of a big deal on the West Coast. Remember they put a double at the end of it. They put that like tabletop right in the middle of the whoops too. And it was kind of throwing some of these guys like Anstey. It kind of threw them off in the whoop section because they couldn't just hold it wide and blitz through. So I'm curious to see how this is going to impact Cole Davies with that speed that he's coming through because, I mean, you got a double right in front of you and then right into a corner. Like, you're not going to be able to just hold it wide all the way through these whoops with that there.
I think he's still just going to hold it wide. He's just going to jump that table in the middle of the whoops to the back end of that double, and he's just
He's
going
going
to
to
clear
triple
it.
out.
He's just going to
and
stew it. So,
It's gonna be
Um,
nasty
yeah,
scrub.
it'd be interesting to see what they do. I mean, I think it all depends on weather. They're gonna make another dumbed down track like they did that one year. Make it basic, especially if they're planning on keeping it a triple crown. I mean, you got to dumb it down a little bit if it's gonna be raining just to make track prep a little bit easier.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. All right. Well, let's get into our Cleveland picks. Like I said, we don't know if it is going to be a triple crown right now. That's all we can go based off of. And the weather, who knows what that's going to look like. But Justin, we'll start off with you. Who do you got for your Cleveland picks?
250. I'm gonna go Davies. He's just clearly the favorite. 450. I'm gonna go Kenny. I mean, if we're doing
Okay.
a triple crown, the only thing I think we have a problem is if he's got to kickstart that bike. So, as
Yeah.
long as he don't stall it, if it's muddy or anything, then we'll be good to go.
All right, James, who do you have for your Cleveland picks?
Yeah, 250. I'm going Davies as well. No one's
Yep.
touching him. He's just clearly the best guy. So that's that. And then for 450, I'm gonna go Hunter, dude. He just got another win under his belt after a couple not as good results. So I think he's gonna want to further that gap from Kenny and coming into the last couple rounds of the season. So I think Hunter's taking the win.
Yeah, I agree with you. Same on the 250s. And yeah, I would lean Hunter too, because Hunter's going to be pretty good in either condition, whether it's a mudder or
Yeah,
it's dry. I don't know if Tomac's going to be able to do that well if it's muddy. And then same
Well, if he's
thing with
got that scoop
Kenny and that
tire,
that tank
it's good. Yeah,
tank of a Suzuki. I don't know if he'll do very good in a
it's
mudder.
got that downforce, dude, nice and heavy.
Yeah, no, exactly. All right, boys. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Give us a follow on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You know where to find us. But we will be back next week to recap Cleveland. But once again, thanks for listening. See you later.